I'm Dr. Yum here in the Dr. Yum Project Kitchen with my friend Joy Crump, who is a professional chef who I'm sure many of you know, and my buddy, son, Zane. And we're going to talk about pineapples, which are a great fruit, but can be a little intimidating.
A little bit intimidating, yeah. There's a couple. The cool thing, one of the cool things, is that they're available just about all year long, which is great. A quick way to test them, to see if you're picking out the best one, is to take a look at the skin, and the more sort of golden that it is, the more close you are to being ripe. And then these leaves at the top, when it's fully ripe, they release really easily. So if you pop that out, that's just like while you're standing in the grocery store. And so we like to get rid of what we call the uglies first, So we'll get rid of it's not that ugly, actually.
Well, I was going to say, some of the preschools who participate in our program, they actually save these, and apparently you can regrow a pineapple, which might be kind of a fun trick.
I love that.
Yeah, to enjoy that part.
And then you were also mentioning earlier that you can take this, virtually inedible leathery skin, and put it in a pitcher of water or a water decanter and have flavored water, which I think is great. I love that.
Yeah, there's still a little bit of fruit here, so just throw a few of those slices into a pitcher, and then it'll kind of fruity up your water.
Fruity it up.
Yeah,
yeah,
which is fun.
I love things that you can fully utilize, like as little stuff in the garbage as possible, obviously, but just to take advantage of, I don't know, there's a certain responsibility to using an animal or to picking a piece of fruit or a vegetable that makes you want to utilize it as much as possible. So if you can find 3 or 4 uses, you're doing pretty well. So you want to try and get all these eyes off, but depending on what you're using it for, it's okay to have 1 or 2 that remain. Again, I want to always try and find a nice flat surface on my cutting board just to keep things safe. And I'm going to cut my half in half. And then we've got this fibrous core that runs all along the center of it. And you can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so the core may not be that fun to have in salsas or fruit salads, but we have a smoothie that we use a lot in the Dr. Yum Project Kitchen, and even a smoothie that I prescribe to my patients in the office called a green dragon smoothie. And what we love about that smoothie is how much fiber it has. It's just chock full of fiber. And if you have a really good blender, don't be afraid to leave that core in there, because the core is going to just give you that added fiber, and your blender will just kind of blend it away so you don't feel it so much when you're drinking it.
That's great. And if you want to utilize that, that's a quick way to get all of them out really quickly, is to cut that cylinder, that like can shape thing, into quarters, and then you can rest it on your side, use a knife, and you can cut that core right off. Now all we have here is yummy flesh, and then it becomes just like anything else. You find your flat part and you cut it. So there's this way, which you have little pieces like this, which you can just throw in a bowl or throw in your lunch, like you were talking about earlier with the carrots. We can also take this and cut it into strips. I'm going to pass it on to you in a second. One of my favorite things, I don't care what time of year it is grilled fruit. And there's nothing that grills up like a piece of pineapple. It's loaded with sugar. So as soon as you put it on the grill, it gets like a yummy, like caramely, awesome noise going on. I don't know. It turns fantastic. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a flesh to play with here. There's that one, and here's a big guy.
And that's important. Pineapple's a big fruit, so maybe you're not going to use the whole thing for your recipe that you've got. So save some extra for the little ones, and they can chop them up or make them into strips and put them in a lunchbox, or save them in the freezer or the fridge for a snack. You can freeze them too, actually, and they'll go really nicely into your smoothie. You may not need as much ice that way too if you have them frozen.
Put it on top of yogurt.
Yeah.
It goes on and on and on and on.
See, it's not that hard, is it?
It's not that hard, and it becomes delicious. He's a fast chopper, faster than me.
So remember to get your whole family in the kitchen for lots of fun.